focus, man.
All right, I have to talk about Sony's latest drop, and it's this G Master lens, the 50 to 150. I kind of want it, even though I don't need it, but I'm going to talk about it. So the Sony 50 to 150 G Master is truly the first of its kind. If you're looking at a full frame zoom with constant f2 aperture across the entire range, this will appeal to you. Now that's rare. It's never been done before in this category. It's built for hybrid shooters or photographers and videographers who need versatility without sacrificing image quality or low light performance.
The 50 to 150 is Sony's push into more unconventional lens designs, a follow-up to their 28 to 70 f2 lens that we just saw come out, and on paper, it looks incredible. We've got that constant f2 aperture, a pro-level build, and top-tier image quality. The Sony is both heavier and longer than the Tamron at 1340 grams and 200 millimeters long, but it kind of surprised me because it's really well balanced, so there's something about it where it looks like it should be heavier than it is once you get it into your hands, and somehow that makes it actually really nice to use. The size and weight of the Sony only really became noticeable for me when I was trying to fit it inside my backpack, or when I was trying to mount it onto a strap or onto my shoulder straps on my backpack. Not necessarily a deal breaker between the two, but something to consider if you're traveling or hiking with these lenses. The Sony uses all internal zooming, so it doesn't extend at all when it zooms, so it also doesn't need a lock for the zoom ring, whereas the Tamron does extend nearly to the same length as the Sony. It's just a couple of millimeters shorter at its longest length, and so it does have a lock because the barrel definitely creeps if you've got it mounted on a strap or something like that.
So really, who is this lens for? Well, I'd say if you're doing run and gun client work or interviews on location, live events, or you're a creator who shoots fast and doesn't have time to swap lenses every 2 minutes, then now you've got a cinema quality rig that's nimble, low light capable, and cleanly balanced thanks to internal zoom and internal focus. Perfect for gimbal work. But I will say, if you are looking for a first-time lens, this may not be for everybody. If you're a YouTuber who lives on 16 to 35 like I do, or a street photographer, or mostly shooting wide and mids, you don't need this right now. You're probably better off at getting a 24 to 70 and a solid prime. And the price is up there. It's just under $4,000, and that's a serious investment. At that level, you have to know exactly what role this lens plays in your kit, or else it's just gonna sit there. It's gonna be a $4,000 paperweight. This is a very powerful tool, but it only makes sense if it fits into your actual work.
One of the key reasons why you would get the 50 to 150 is you're going to be replacing pretty much 3 to 4 prime lenses. You're going to be replacing your standard 50mm, your 85, the 105 and 135. And the 105 and 135mm f1.8 is already a large lens. And if you're going to be replacing, just those two lenses and adding a couple of other focal lengths, I mean, this lens is kind of a no-brainer, but you do still have to take that price into consideration because it is really expensive. But if you're replacing 3 or 4 lenses, then it's going to be cheaper than getting 3 or 4 lenses, but not just cheaper. You're actually going to be saving so much more space when it comes to the whole event or traveling. This lens is probably a good option for those kind of people.
And even though this lens is priced like a pro lens, there's a case to be made. If this lens saves you less swaps, cuts down gear weight, and still gives you G Master quality, it might be cheaper to buy this in the long run as opposed to buying like 3 separate primes. Or even like a prime plus zoom combo that doesn't quite hit all your needs. But again, only if this range is your bread and butter. If you're not constantly shooting in this focal zone, you're probably better off investing in a 24 to 70. If you already have this lens range covered, I would say go invest in some lighting or some sound tools and just keep building your kit with more flexibility. But what do you think? Anyone cop this yet? Anyone playing with this? Anyone planning to cop this 50 to 150? Let me know in the comments below.